Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Taylor Cut Tutorials. I am Jordan, Taylor Cut Films. Today, this video is about FPV, First Person View Flying Drone. Now, there are other videos on the internet that talk about how to build your drone. We're gonna pick up more on what you'll need from specifically DJI. We're gonna be using their goggles, their remote control, their camera unit. Now, since FPV does stand for first person view, you wear the goggles, kind of like Ready Player One, to see where you're flying. DJI made their system easy to use. If you've flown a DJI drone before, like a Mavic, it's pretty much the same. For the remote control, you charge the remote using a USB-C, either into your computer, into a wall, and that's how you charge the remote control. For the goggles that you're going to be wearing and flying, they actually use a separate battery. I bought about 10 of these Tattoo 1550 batteries, and they connect via a wire. And this is what actually powers the goggles, and this is actually the same battery that powers the drone as well. This is an already built drone. Again, if you're looking for a video of how to build a drone, that's not what we're going to be addressing in today's video, more so the process of going through the simulator and what the footage looks like in the best settings for flying. So this has the DJI camera unit on it, which means it can connect to the remote control and the goggles seamlessly. This same battery that powers the goggles also mounts onto the drone, just using some Velcro here. And this gives you about 4 to 5 minutes of flight time, depending on how fast you're flying. Another thing you need to know about FPV is this camera here is solely for reference, which is being transmitted into the goggles. Another reason why DJI's system is amazing in that sense is it has a low latency. So sending the image directly to the goggles, you're not going to lose anything. It's going to keep up and you'll be able to fly, because even if you lose signal for half a second, that could be make or break of flying into a tree or a mountain or something. Also, you're going to be getting an HD image within your goggles. Previously, it had been analog if you were flying FPV, so that's amazing. The higher quality, the better when flying. You could see where you're going. Seeing where you're going is always fun when flying something that is moving quite fast. But for the actual recording process, what we're going to be doing is mounting the DJI Osmo Action onto the drone. Here's the DJI Osmo Action. We can just mount it directly onto the drone. And if you're unfamiliar with the DJI Osmo Action, it can shoot 4K 60, which is incredible. Also, you can unscrew and screw ND filters directly onto the front of the camera, which is amazing, especially if you're shooting during the daytime. Now, there is a bit of a learning curve when it comes to flying these drones. The best way to learn is a simulator, which you could download on your computer. The simulator that I'm using is Velocidrone. You simply connect your remote control using USB-C into the computer, open up Velocidrone, and then you use the simulator to practice. In the simulator is the place to learn what type of moves you want to do, how the throttle responds, so you can feel more confident when you do go fly in real life situations. So now let's go into the simulator, take a look at what it feels like to be flying around before we go into the field and actually take this thing off of the ground.
Overnight.
Amazing. So now that we're getting the hang of flying within the simulator, the next thing to do is to go and explore and adventure and do some filming. So we're now going to go to Santa Barbara and do some exploring, do some filming, and see what type of shots we can get using this new FPV drone. What's going on, everyone? So we just got to the first spot here in Santa Barbara. You might recognize it from previous videos that I've made before, but we're gonna look at it through a whole new perspective. So we got Mitch over here. He's got the headset on. He's syncing the drone up to the DJI goggles right now. The remote's all set up. And so Mitch will be operating the FPV, and we're gonna do a couple takes of me walking across, some walking, some running. We're gonna see what type of dynamic motion we can get with the FPV. So let's do it. Alright, so we're at location number 2 right now, which is a beach. There's sand and ocean, and the way to get down here, there's steps, and then there's also palm trees. So what we're going to try to do is do a longer take where the drone slowly hovers down, revealing the walkway. We kind of wrap around the palm trees and the foliage, if you will. Then we go to the sand, revealing where we are, and I'm going to be posted up on a rock over yonder. And then that way we can try to do like a 5 to 10 second shot and watch everything slowly reveal itself. But regardless, it's a beautiful day. And stoked. I swear I saw What's going on, everyone? It is day 2 on the journey to FPV here. The crew's a little bit bigger. We got Dalton behind camera. We got Bryden, who is here. We got myself. And then we got Mitch and Tucker. So we actually have an extra FPV. So we're flying dual FPVs, which is really exciting. We are in Santa Barbara. We found a location which is perfect right now. The sun is starting to go down. We're probably going to make our way into the mountains for sunset. There's a lot of scenery to play with. Yeah, we're excited. We have a 16 ND filter right now on the Osmo Action. We're probably going to keep it at an ISO 100. Rocksteady is on, which we looked back at the footage yesterday and it looks amazing. Didn't even need to warp or use Real Steady for any of the footage, which is really cool. Other than that, we have it in D-Cine-like in case you want to know what specs we're using. And yeah, excited to see what we get. So we're just loading up all the gear, mounting everything right now, and then we're going to get to shooting. So take a look. So we just got done with the final portion of the shoot, day 2. We are on top of the mountain now. We wanted to vlog as the sun was going down, but we had the FPV drone up and we were able to get some shots standing on top of this rock, and then we wanted to focus on the landscapes as well and getting the perspective of what it feels like to fly in the sky. But yeah, overall, amazing. We're super excited that we got to play around with it and that we have it and that we had such amazing conditions. Teamwork lets the dream work. Shout out everybody that's involved with this. Thank you. And yeah, now we're going to put together a tailored cut film and edit, and hopefully you enjoy. Leave a comment, all that fun stuff, like, subscribe, whatever you do on the social media. Lots of love, Hakuna Matata, and yes,